In 1978, the All Blacks completed their first ever Grand Slam Tour of the United Kingdom, but right here in Limerick at Thomond Park, they had a glitch. The only match they lost on that historic tour was to an inspired side from Munster. Everybody, it seems, in this part of the world remembers Munster 12, New Zealand 0. In fact, 30 years on, the All Blacks have not been held scoreless again. Well, tonight, a capacity crowd of 26,000 will greet the teams very shortly, many of them hoping for a repeat of that famous occasion back in 1978. It's a lovely night for rugby in a magnificent stadium. Yesterday's average weather has given way to a fine evening, and the ground should be absolutely perfect. And boy, the atmosphere in this ground is something else. Very shortly, we're going to have the official opening of the new grandstands here at Thomond Park. So there will be a little pomp and ceremony. But Murray Mexted, who's just joined me after a walk up this huge new grandstand. In fact, I was just looking, Murray, it's the equivalent of 14 stories up. That's where we are at the back of the grandstand, and I'm surprised you can still breathe properly.
Well, I'm a bit short of breath, actually. Well, I think the only comparison we could draw would be Athletic Park in the old days with that big Millard stand. You feel like you're perched on top of the ground looking down like a chessboard.
The official opening here from the Taoiseach, or the Prime Minister, if you like, of the Republic of Ireland. The man who's second in on the right, Brian Cowan, and this is the official opening of the new park here. Tony Johnson is right in amongst it, sitting pretty much on the All Black reserve bench tonight, Tony, and over on the far side where you are, quite some atmosphere, no doubt.
Well, I'm actually surrounded by Munster fans. It's a sea of red, this place. Even the Lions tour in 2005 couldn't match what we've got here in terms of the colour. They really do sport their local colours with a great deal of pride. Magnificent atmosphere, very good ground conditions considering the massive amount of rain that they've had in the southwest over the last couple of weeks. But I'm pleased to say it's cleared up tonight. There's a bit of a breeze blowing down the ground. It'll blow probably left to right as you can see it, Nisbo, but shouldn't be too much of a hindrance to this match here tonight. In fact, I'm amazed how good the conditions will be. But what an occasion, what an atmosphere, and there are some very famous people in the audience for this match tonight.
Yes, there's certainly going to be. Bono from U2 is here. Also Padraig Harrington, who of course won 2 of the major golf tournaments this year, the British Open and the PGA. He also is in attendance. Michael Flatley, and you name it. They're here tonight at Thomond Park, and we think that we are passionate about rugby. Boy, I don't think I've been to a city like this for a while, Murray.
No, I often think that the passion and emotion of Europe is the domain of the Latin countries, but I've learned about something else down here in the southwest of Ireland. I think that Gaelic percentage of Latin must be prevalent.
Now this is spectacular.
I think they dropped the rope.
So the match ball is in place.
40 years after that famous victory, we are delighted to welcome back here this evening the Munster 1970 team, seated in the East Stand. I would now ask the team to please stand up, and ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for these men whose achievements live long in our hearts and our history. Ladies and gentlemen, the heroes of 1978.
They are heroes to this day. The members of the 78 Munster team.
Quite exceptional, really. Every man and woman, child in this stadium's on their feet. They are true heroes. Not much hair there, is there?
Well, the man who held the ball up was Donald Cunniff, who was the captain of that side back in 1978. So now we just await the arrival of the two teams. And there was so much interest in the warm-ups. In fact, when the Munster team was announced, it was a bit like being at a Premier League soccer match. Every individual player was cheered as his name was read out.
Well,
including the reserves.
The players were cheered when they came out onto the field to do their warm-up as well, and there was no bigger cheer than that for the first two out, who were Rua Tupoki and Doug Howlett. They really have taken those fellas to their heart.
Yes, there's in quite a number of Kiwis play in Munster over the years. As we said, Tony, Doug Howlett, Rua Tupoki, Lafemi Murphy are the current players. But there's been guys like Mike Mullins and Jason Holland, who is involved in the support staff now, Jason Holland. So now here come the All Blacks, and I'm sure in a place like this there'll be a wonderful reception for the All Blacks. So Piri Wepu leading the All Blacks onto the park. And Graham Henry has brought an extended squad on this tour, and for many it was with this game in mind, squashed as is between the Irish and Welsh internationals. All Black debuts tonight for flanker Scott Waldron and prop Ben Franks. A first start for Corey Jane at fullback, and another opportunity on their first tours for Jose Gia, Ross Filippo and Jamie McIntosh. And Piri Wepu captaining the All Blacks for the first time. And one or two players in the reserves as well who'll be looking to make their debuts, including, of course, Hicker Elliott and LB Matthewson. But now, let's listen to the cheer for Munster. Well, this Munster team is nothing like the one that has taken out a couple of Heineken Cups lately, so many of their best players are in the Irish camp preparing for the test against Argentina. However, plenty of familiar names here, notably former All Black Doug Howlett, of course, and fellow Kiwis Lafemi Murphy, Rua Tupoki, and from the greater Irish squad, Ian Dowling plays on the wing, Peter Stringer at halfback, and the two locks, Donica Ryan and the captain Mick O'Driscoll.